Here we go. VPG SA. Welcome to everybody who's watching. Once again, I've got Bruno over my shoulder. We miss Bruno. There he is. Oh, Bruno and my guest tonight. We're talking strikers. We're talking strikers and goals and that type of thing. Quite exciting stuff. Talking Brent from Cape Town Spurs. Am I correct, Brent?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and we all know AD from Ballers Pirates. Pirates Ballers. I don't know which one you want to call them. Let's go with the B first. Ballers Pirates. These are two prolific goal scorers at the moment. There are others in the league, but we're chatting to these guys and let's get a take on how to score goals and that type of thing. But before we start, Brent, how long have you been playing pro clubs for, man?
About a year now. 2 years almost. Yeah.
Nice. And AD's been doing it forever. So those guys who don't know AD, he's part of the SA team and he's been around for a while, played a lot of competitions, and he's obviously his team is defending champions of the VPG Premier League. But before we get there, guys, before we get to you guys, but housekeeping, the usual stuff in connection with the rules and VPG. Most important for inputting scores. You'll see, obviously, there's some games outstanding because they had that load shedding week. We've made a catch-up week. Obviously, you guys can have time to catch up that at the end of the season. And while you're doing that, we mentioned it in the last program that you guys can organize amongst each other. AD and myself, we need to play a catch-up match with dropping Kings and Ballers. So we'll probably do it next week on a 9 o'clock slot if they're ready, if the Ballers are ready, and that type of stuff. Just get that stuff going. And if you see the results, it says dispute on the app or on the website. It's always one manager has put in the result and the other one hasn't put it in yet. So we give it till about Friday mid-morning, and then we have a look at all the results, because by Friday mid-morning, I guarantee you if there are any disputes, we'll know about it. And if you're going to have any disputes, you put it in the Discord channel and obviously link Boza to that. He handles the disputes, and then we'll change everything up on the results. So if you see disputes under your team's name or in progress still, that means the manager of the other team, and normally the losing team. That's the culture we've got going. Yeah, this is the team that's come second, should we say, in the result. We haven't put their result in, so we'll have to fix that on Friday mornings. So okay, by Friday mid-afternoon, that'll be all sorted. So then you guys can put your stats in, your player stats in, so we can look at team of the week. Hopefully that clears that up. And that's it. The outstanding leading games, we've spoken about that. We've mentioned that. Just see if we can get that in before the catch-up week, but you do have the catch-up week. Okay, let's get to the strikers. Okay, I'm looking at your stats here, Brent. Cape Town Spurs. 16 games, 26 goals, young man. You enjoying it?
Yes, I am enjoying it a lot. But it all wouldn't be possible, like, if it wasn't for my teammates, you know? Like, I have brilliant teammates.
100%. And tell me, you play out and night striker or on the wing? Because I saw in the stats you also got a wing.
Yeah, I play on the right wing. I don't play.
Oh, you play on the right wing.
Yeah, some games I play striker and some games I play right wing.
Okay, nice, man. And AD, you normally up front, the usual stuff. See, I've run the questions for you, man. You know, you got all the answers already, like, you know.
The only place I can play is up front. I can play cam. I can't play out wide. I just get, you know, marked. I've become so quiet in the game. I can't do anything out wide.
Yeah, you see, coming from an experienced player out wide, the guys think it's easy playing wing. You've got to know when to come in. And you get isolated very quickly. I mean, that's what I play. I play out right wide. And you can get isolated quickly and give the ball away quickly if you don't know how to adjust your positional play. It looks easy. You got some space. But see, that's coming from you. And that's interesting that you said that. I'm glad you said that. Because you're an experienced player.
I've got no skill moves, and that I'm absolutely shocking. So that's why I'm so one-dimensional out wide. I can't do skill moves and beat a defender. I have to come back and pass inside or something. So they read me all the time.
Yeah, so you're more of a link man, like you said. You play with your guys up front and then link with the cam. And then talking about skill moves, Brent, my next question would be, what is a trademark of yours, if any? Have you got a trademark as a player? Like AD says, what's yours?
I would definitely say it's the bottle.
Okay.
I think it just sets myself up for a shot, like a good shot. So yeah.
It's quite OP, the ball.
Yeah, it's very OP.
It's the only thing I can do.
But you got to know when to do it. That's the thing.
That's right. True. I I don't. I try it. If it works out, then great. If it doesn't, then, which is more often than not the case.
No, I struggle with it too, and it's so simple, but it's effective. And then you get caught up in that bad habit of trying it, and then you can lose the ball like quite easily. And then you get stuck in that. And a lot of guys get stuck in that bad habit. You find that when you've seen guys that are very good players, and I've spoken to AD before this on one of the previous shows, and you just get into a bad habit. They don't mean it. They just get stuck in it. You know, have you got guys like that in your team?
Yeah, probably only one player. One player, yeah. Teolinho.
I say you get stuck in set moves. Yeah, we got Bruno that plays for us, and you won't mind me mentioning him. He just gets in front of goals and loves to chip. Just chip shot. He's got like that habit of just chip shot. We have a good joke with it. Yeah, Eddie, he'll if I open one-on-one, he'll try and chip it. It's just like a natural thing. It's very funny. It's very funny. But you get into a habit of doing those things. Even he laughs at himself. Okay, so one next question. Actually, ball roll. Eddie doesn't do much moves now. Eddie's plain Jane. But Eddie, your stuff is link play. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what we try base our attacks on. It's just the short little triangles. Those little cheeky goals. When you walk past the defense, you just square it, open goal, and just like tap it in. I'd rather score that than like a 40-yard screamer.
Like and most of your goals are like that. Those cheeky goals, or most of your goals are like that. You're walking past and just dinking it in, and another player get cheeses a lot of teams off. It does because it's so effective. You know it's coming, and it's like you say, so it takes a lot more skill. Your movement's a big thing for you guys, isn't it?
Movement. Oh yeah.
Movement.
I mean, especially in those tight spaces, and as well when teams sit back, the spaces are so limited. So your movement has to be spot on.
Yeah. And with the passing, well, I've got here that little movement and the tight spaces. The double tap pass. Do you guys use it a lot? Double X, double triangle.
I've been told to use it, but I don't.
I've sort of been using it lately, and it's actually working. It's working quite nicely because yes, I find it's very, very accurate. It's very much around what your style of play. It's tight areas, little double tap, works like a charm. I'm really enjoying it. But like I said, you might get into a habit of not using the normal X, which sometimes I get caught up not doing. And, you know, it's so if you one-on-one with the keeper, you said, Brent, let's get to you. One-on-one with the keeper. What is your first thought process that goes through your head as a striker? We're talking striker now. Do you take a touch or have a go first time?
Definitely a touch.
Okay.
Like I said, ball, like I try to interpret it through my playing, and then I try to like just finish him off with an extra touch, ball, maybe a skill move here and there, and then I finish it off.
Okay, so you go for a bit of a move first before you hit it first time. That's more of your thing. And AD, I know you also same sort of thing. The timing is everything for you, right? First touch,
especially now because keepers, they tend to move across the line the whole time. So when you get near the box, I let go of the sprint. I always watch the little radar at the bottom to see if the keeper is shifting. And 9 times out of 10, I don't. I'm saying like I do it every time, I don't.
Yeah.
But it is the most effective way to do it.
But it's important that you say these things that everybody's listening. Like you said, you're a very experienced player. Like you're aware of it, though. You said aware of that. You say you talk about it, but you don't always look at it, but you're aware of it. And that's comes through experience, huh?
Well, it also depends how much time you have on the ball. If you're one-on-one with the keeper, you have that time to look up. But if you're in the box, there's a player next to you trying to shoulder you off the ball, you don't have that awareness. You don't have that reaction time. So you just have to try your luck and try to hit top corner.
100%. Now, while we got the guys on the show and like talking striker builds and your striker profile, Brent, what's your number one thing you would say, talking skill points, like, that you put onto your player profile? What's your number one thing that you would put out there? We're giving tips out now, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would
definitely
recommend the 5-star weak foot for certain situations to get in, and sprint speed, of course, also, and heading. Seeing it as OP in this FIFA. So yeah.
And what do you sacrifice for that 5-star? Because obviously you got to give and get. I mean, what do you give up for the 5-star?
I sacrifice the physicality and the jumping mostly.
Okay, but you still keep your heading.
Yep.
Interesting. AD, for you, I know we've been through this before with you, but there's a lot of new players this season in here, so maybe give them some tips. What, when you're building the profile of a striker, what do you look at? What do you focus on? You don't have to give us all your tips, you know. You don't have to give us all your tips.
I mean, it's general stuff like Brent said, it's the 5-star weak foot, and I think that after that should be second wind, especially if you're a high pressing team and you keep the pressure on, keep that that high line pressure. Second wind is so important.
Okay,
also sprint speed. I don't know if it makes that big a difference because you get these right wing backs playing at centre back with like 95 pace, so it doesn't really matter the pace side of it. So that's why I tend to go for the slightly bigger build, try win more aerial battles, up to physicality as well.
So your sprint speed, a lot of guys, I mean, I work on my sprint speed, and a lot of guys use the pace well. And do you have full pace on your profile, or do you?
I think I'm missing like 1 or 2.
Oh, is it?
2. Yeah.
Okay, 1 or 2. And you, Brent, yourself, with the pace wise?
I'm full on pace,
Full bars, everything up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, because there's nothing better than running behind them and getting a nice playmaker or someone playing you in. And on that point, Brent, who's the guy in your team that's your shadow or your wingman, should we say, that gives you all your goals? That you can't live without.
Like, I would say all of my teammates actually, but because like we all link up there in front well, and so. Yeah. But mostly I would say Dale Linio.
Okay. So you got a bit of a partnership with Dale Linio. He's the guy that you link most with.
Yeah, we link up like Xavi and Iniesta, that type of vibe.
Nice. But you got to have those players. Like, you know, I know you say you've been politically correct with all your guys and all your teammates are link up well, but you had that combination, you had those relationships, and you got to acknowledge those things, which we do. I know AD, who's your guy? I know we've mentioned this many times. You've got quite a few guys that play, but there's one specific guy you link up with.
I feel like I've answered this so many times.
I know. But remember, we've got a lot of new guys on this in the leagues and the championship. They don't know these things. So it's actually, I'm glad we got you on so they can see what's going on.
Yeah, well, as Jussie and I have always had a great understanding and partnership up front. We've been jamming pro clubs since like 2014. So, and we also play all FIFA as well. We play 5-a-side. So that whole mentality that we have on FIFA, it's actually carried over in real life as well. So that's also a massive plus. But then you get players like Jay, Jared as well, Dale, Fish as well. They all have adapted to our style and our movement. So everyone links up with everyone. It just all works now, especially with our new recruits that we brought in. We had a few sessions before and they've hit the mark running already. So I'm very keen to get them.
Okay. So I'm glad you mentioned the new recruits because the transfer window is open. How many guys have you signed so far to bring into the team?
4.
And how many guys have you lost?
Well, none. The guys that were previously with us, they said that they will carry on the season at Ballers as well. Okay. And then we've also, on 4 new signings that we've signed 1 or 2 days ago, they've also joined us.
Okay, from where? Ask where from. I can always look at the app; it'll always show. But I mean, while we got you, you might as well just spill the beans and tell us anyway.
I signed a Renegade CDM, ex-player Anza. I signed I think his name is Temi Dayo. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He's the CDM from Adler Esports.
Okay.
And
nice.
then we signed, and then I'm not too sure if they were at Gabba before, but Cody and Chap, the CJ groupies, I think you are aware of.
Yeah, nice. It just shows you the guys that are out there playing the championship. Those are 2 championship players that you signed, am I right? Adler.
Indeed. Yeah.
They were. They're Premier now. They're last year Premier. Last year championship Premier now. Yeah. Adler and who's the other guy you mentioned? What other team?
The Renegades. They're championship.
Renegades. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like for VPG, they are doing well in the championship. But it just shows you those guys playing out there. Guys are watching out. You never know, Brent. You could be a Cape Town Ballers throwing a span in the works. You could be a Cape Town Ballers player come next season. You know what I mean?
I don't want to say anything because I feel like I'd rather prefer not to speak.
What, AD, did you just hand him a contract there under the table? Are you guys in the same room? Looks like it.
I'll do it as soon as the video ends, bro. I'll do it as soon as the video ends.
I love this stuff. Okay, so let's go. You've scored plenty of goals. AD, you scored 15 in 15, which is great. I see the only guy above you there is 50. Yeah, 15. I mean, Premier League, let's be honest, it's tops. It's tops. I see Chef D is the only guy above you there. He's got 22 goals in 15 games.
Yeah,
And then you got Jordan Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's having a cracking season, but we all know he's capable. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
and he played for Crusaders, and he got Jordan Lee from 1-2-3 shooting on 12 goals.
Great team actually. Great team that 1-2-3 shooting.
100%. I was speaking to Shermy, and in the beginning we had his captain on here a few weeks ago. And, yeah, it was 2-1, eh?
Yeah, very tight game.
Okay.
Very good team.
Yeah. I always look at the results there. And I've said it when they had the captain on, Jordan Lee, from those guys, they can play. They can play ball, and they play with any as well. Brent, back to your championship there. The guys that are scoring goals. Let's have a look here. Top scorers, yourself, 26 in 16, like we said, and you got Zali from Renegades on 20 goals, and then TZ from Checkmate. So then Dustin Tim from Galacticos. And then your buddy there, Brent, is Del Lino from Cape Town Spurs. I see he's on goal. So there we go. Good combination. But between the two, you scored, 36 goals?
Yeah.
Impressive, eh?
Yeah, we like assisting each other, but he mostly assists me these days. So, yeah.
Nice. And do you guys play with the full 11 or do you play with any?
Sometimes we play with a full 11, yes. Without the keeper, so we play with 10 players.
Okay.
Active players.
So it's predominantly a full team you guys play?
Yes, yeah, we do.
Okay, nice. You're talking about goals. I would say you scored plenty of goals. What is your most important goal that you've scored? Or say the best goal for you this far?
It would definitely be it was a game in SAPL, I think, yeah. And it was in the last minute to bag a win for us. I desperately needed a win. It was a bended like Beckham type of goal. So yeah.
Nice. Outside the box.
Yes.
Nice, bit of finesse.
Yeah, that curve, OP as usual.
Do you use a lot of finesse, or you just because I know a lot of guys, some guys just don't. I mean, I don't. I struggle with it. It's just too much to compute. Maybe I'm an old man, but I mean.
No, I use a mixture of both, depending on the certain situation. Sometimes you need to bend it, sometimes you need to just blast it through the nets. So yeah. Okay, so it comes easy for you. And 80 finesse, your take on that, this FIFA?
Finesse against AI keepers. When it's player keeper, I don't generally use finesse. That's why shot power is so important. I think my guy's got 87 shot power, and shot power is so vital. It's you have to have it. I've tried the shorter build with the pace, and my shot power is 81 something, and that doesn't do the job. Yeah.
So you need what, high 80, but 85 and up, what shot power?
I would say around by 84.
Okay. Now that's good to know. They're giving these guys new tips. They beat you with it, don't come crying, 80. Okay, so look here. Let's have a look here. So, your most important goal you scored this season, 80. See, I just go past you with these things. I know you scored plenty. What's the most important goal so far in VPG for you?
Nothing really comes to mind, honestly. I mean, you get those guys who will video their goals and they'll put it all over their statuses and on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. But as soon as a game,
those guys. No, those guys are terrible.
You do that? Well, that's awkward. But
no, I do it with my teammates.
As soon as the match is finished, it's literally just, okay, guys, well done, on to the next one. I don't record any goals. I don't remember any goals. Even matches we played last night in friendlies, if I scored, I don't really remember. It's all about the results.
So the hat tricks are all one big blur, all meshed into one.
No, there's not many hat tricks. You're making yourself do it.
I love it. But hey, like I said, I always have you in the show. I'll always say to the guys how good you are, because I know you're such a modest guy, but it's nice. We're going to have a look at the Championship League. I'm sure we can get this up for us. Have a look at the log there. I've got the log. Every time I look away, guys, I'm just looking at the iPad and that type of thing. So, I've taken note of that. Try not to look away too much because, and I assume he has that up there. We're going to have the championship and have a look at the league. Let's have a look there. Very interesting there. And obviously we see Artemis on top there. Brent, how much knowledge do you have of the teams around you? Seeing that you play in another league. Do you know the teams there? You aware of them?
Some of them I know, yeah. When I check around and so forth.
Okay, now we see. Look, obviously, you guys remember there's some games outstanding. So the logs, as it is for now, like we said, there's still catch-up matches to be played. But Artemis is on top there. It's played 17 with 48 points, and then there's Renegades. It's played 18 with 41 points. 7 stars. I think Galacticos on there are full spot. Checkmarks. I see you guys are 7th. Cape Town Spurs 7th.
Yeah,
32 points.
Yeah, we've been focusing more like on SAPL. There was our first priority to like just get the title.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna be like full focus on VPG.
Yeah, 100%. You got to start somewhere. You got to get your experience somewhere, and that's the way it is. Nice. Shim, you got it there. Just look at the bottom of the log there. Okay, obviously, Pass and Go, Mayhem, Pretori. But I see they get the results as well. I mean, anything can happen. They're not going anywhere. It's not like we have a 3rd division yet. Division 1, we would call it. So those guys are still all safe. But I like these teams. It's a lot of upset results here. And we'll look at the results. Let's look at some of those results there. I don't know, have a look here. So most recognizable results in the championship this week, the past week, Artemis beating you guys 6-3. Am I right?
Us, Cape Town Spurs.
Yeah, down 6-3 to Artemis. How did you find that game? That's a very experienced team you're playing against. How did you find that game? Was it how tough was it?
They were quite tough, like especially on pressing, and the defense was tight, very tight. Like we felt very isolated as a strikers. So yeah, it was
very organized, Artemis.
AD was about to say that I was going to come to AD and I said that pressing and that isolation of players and the ball carrier, it's a trained thing, AD. It's quite a skillful thing to do. It's not easy.
Oh yeah. No, they train all the time. At least like maybe 4 times a week. And their midfield, their defense is so solid. They're so like in sync with each other.
Yeah, and that pressing that Brent mentioned. How often do you actually train that, AD? Like, I know it's a big part of everybody's game. You turn the ball over in a nice part of the field and you can go. It takes a lot of synchronization, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also getting to know your players as well. Like what kind of player they are. Are they more of a ball to feet type player, or running behind and beat the defender with skill? So it does take a while to get used to the players that you have. But once you do, then it just becomes like second nature. You know exactly, okay, if I get the ball, I know this player is going to run here. So you can kind of work it all out when you get the ball. And
it's worth it to press. I know it's a bit of high risk because I mean, guys can catch you on the counter if they're waiting for you, especially the better teams are waiting for that. It's worth it. You reckon it's worth it?
Happens to us all the time. We always strive upon the high pressure and making their defenders nervous, forcing the mistakes. But if they do well under that pressure, they can easily go out wide, put the cross in, and it bites us in the arse, unfortunately. But that's just how the game goes.
Yeah, 100%. If we go back to the championships and more notable results there, Galacticos going down to 7 stars. 7-3, I saw the scoreline there. That's a big one. That's a big one because Galacticos are flying. It just shows you on any week, if you're having a bad week, you have a bad week. And then 7 stars, Artemis being 7 stars, and then 5-2, and then Galacticos drawing to Renegades 2-all. Sounds like Galacticos had a bit of a tough week, but you had those weeks. And we'll see that in the Premier League as well. There's a top team that had a tough week. And that's what it takes. You can let other teams into that space that gap closes quickly. And we have a look at that log there. There we go. At 100%. And because you play 3 games, one bet, that's 9 points. And if you throw those 9 points away, next thing you know, you're 3 points behind on the log. Yeah. So those are some notable results. And upcoming matches in the championship, Galacticos versus Artemis. That should be a revenge match. What do you think, Brent? Who's going to win there? Galacticos, Artemis? Who do you think is going to take that one? Remember the first game, Artemis lost to Galacticos.
No, but based on what I've seen of late of Artemis, I definitely think they'll win.
Okay, nice. You're going to give us a scoreline there. Let's see if you can predict us the scoreline there. I know the Galacticos boys will be listening as well.
Maybe 4-2 for Artemis.
4-2. Okay, let's see. I'll write that down here and we'll see what happens next week. So you can get you on the show for a prediction. Okay, it's off to the Premier League. It's out of the Premier League. Show me. Let's get that Premier League log up. Like you said, some games still outstanding. Here we go. Bambus number 1. Bambus number 180. Have a look at that log. You see the log there?
I can see it very clearly, unfortunately.
Okay, Bambus at 1, Zamalek at 2, Ballers at 3, But they still, I see they all played 15 games for now. There's still other games outstanding.
There's 1 point between first, second, third.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's very exciting. I mean, I tell you what, as spectators and other players watching, we love this stuff. PF United, a rejuvenated PF United, should we say. They're coming up in fourth. But they've got some imports they brought into the team. You know a bit more about that, Eddie?
I do know about that. Very good players.
There we go. 100%. You don't want to give anything away. See, never promote another team. Never. In a good way. So there you go. There's much difference. The goal difference is Zamalek's got a good goal difference. And once again, Ballers got a great goal difference. Always 38. And Zamalek has 41 in goal difference. But Vambus, I said in the first show, actually our second show, I said, you show me, I'll call this one. They're the dark horse for me. They move the ball very nicely, and they know how to play. They know how to play, and they are actually first in the log. Let's see what happens at the end of the season. Yeah, check that challenge. That's 80's challenge face. He's like, good. He loves the challenge. You see that face there, guys? Get used to it. That smile. That's it. So, any surprises there, Eddie? Crusaders at 5?
No, I think Crusaders will start picking it up. As you said, like Chef is scoring goals for fun. So
yeah.
You look at teams like Zamalek. I think they had quite a shaky game or a Wednesday last week when I think they drew one, lost one. But I can't see anything but 9 points for them this coming week. We also have a very tough week coming up. So hopefully we can salvage all our strongest players and everyone can make. Because I mean, if one player misses out, like I said, that's one match day. That's 9 points. So it can be a massive swing. So
you're going to take it. You're going to take your opportunity, yeah. Because Zamalek and the boys fold in.
100%.
So that's the thing. So it's one thing, your opposition or your main rivalry, or one of the main rivalry teams having a bad week. You still got to take your opportunities, and if you don't do it, then it's lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the pressure. That's the pressure of the Premier League.
Yeah. I know teams take games more seriously when they play another, like a bigger team. But that's where the smaller teams that's where they strive, because they think, okay, the bigger teams, they don't really think much of us. You see it all the time, how the smaller teams will come back and they'll actually get the shock result. It's because the bigger teams don't take it seriously enough. You need to take every game the same way.
Yeah, so some notable results that you're talking about. They Dropping Kings drawing to Zamalek 3-3. I was part of that Dropping Kings, like I said to you. That'll be our win for the season. We'll take that. They're a very good team, especially the way we did it. The Zamalek guys are such good players. I mean, all kudos to them. Right? We're not bragging because we've got a 3-3 draw. We're enjoying it. You know what I mean? And 3-1 down, the last minute, got a header in there. We were static. We could have put the controls down and retired ourselves for the season. We didn't enjoy it so much. So the Zamalek guys are in good spirit, and they play such good footy. They scored a cracker free kick. And we actually recorded that.
They scored great goal.
No, beautiful. That set piece, there was a set piece outside the box. It was beautiful. We just stood in awe. So playing against those teams and to get a point against them, even better. You know what I mean? So they drew 3-3 with us, the Dropping Kings. Crusaders drew to Czechoslovakia. That's a very sneaky side, that Czechoslovakia side. They're very sneaky. Yeah, I see they beat 1-2-3 shooting 7-7.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
They put 7 past 1-2-3. Exactly. They're very sneaky side.
All credit.
But still, I think that when we had the captain 1-3 captain on here, they were laughing. Went down 7-0. So that Czechoslovakia seems very tricky. And then obviously you guys beating 1-2-3, 2-1, and then Zamalek losing to PF United 4-3. I mean, touched on that. It's a rejuvenated PF United, and you watch for those guys too. Also a dark horse. Looking at the table, they Unleashed at 8th. Surprise.
I can't see them staying 8th. They'll hit form soon, and they'll be right back up there.
No, but in saying that, like you said, also a good team like Shooting and Unleashed 8th and 9th. And then obviously the rest here, Tough Times struggling, Dragons struggling, Battaliers and 18th, but there's not much difference between 14th position and 18th position. Like 14th, that's 12 points and 8 points. Like you say, one good night, one bad night, and then swaps around, you're getting relegated. And the relegation battle is actually quite exciting in its own way. Adelaide Esports also down there. Now that you stole one of their best players, shame on you, Eddie. Shame on you.
Sorry. Well, not.
But that's what it's about. So having a look at that. I know we've asked you before, top 4, you see yourself in the top 4. Who the other, I'm not talking about your team now, who's the other 3 teams you reckon top 4?
Sure. I don't know a lot about 1-2-3 shooting. I've seen them play; they're great, but I don't know how they are over a season. So it's tough to say. But from experience, I would say top 4. Obviously, I'll have to go with Mighty Ballers.
Yeah.
Unleashed, Zamalek, Crusaders, or even PF. Don't ask me this question.
You see, it's a bit of a dark horse. I still got my money on top 4. Fambus will be there. I think they're doing enough to get there, and they're doing well. But yes, the regulars. And Brent, where did you see your side? Where would you like to end in the season?
Definitely top 4, top 3 preferably. Okay. But we'll see. It's a tough season still.
Yeah. And you see yourselves doing it?
Definitely. I think we have the group of players to do it. So yeah, we can.
Good. And how big's your squad? How big's your squad of players? How many guys you actually got there for you? Because I know that's a big thing. A lot of guys. 15 squad of 15. What?
14 or 15. So we don't have that much of depth, but yeah, we're working on it still.
And then when you pick your 10, because you don't play the keeper, when you pick your 10, how do you pick your 10? Do you guys play warm-up games or trials, or the captain just select on performance?
Yeah, we play warm-up games and friendlies. And yeah, we just see who performs better in the position. And then we choose accordingly.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously some guys are disappointed they don't make it. So it goes on performance, really. And that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely.
So I know with the selecting, and you're talking about that now, if you have a bad game or 2, do you get dropped, or do you let the player play it out? What's your opinion on that? Knowing he's a good player, like yourself, say you're going through a dry spell, 2-3 games not scoring.
My captain, he likes to take it hard on me sometimes. He would threaten me to bench me, just so I could not get that confidence back. And then I just come back with a hat-trick or so, and then I get my confidence back.
So it does work with you. So you you don't take it personally. It works for you. That works for you.
Yeah, it works for me sometimes. Yeah, I wouldn't say all the time, but definitely sometimes.
And you feel a bit of more pressure now. You have to score.
Yeah, sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not.
Yes, and that's where we go to 80. 80, you guys, you just rotate the team on. What's your policy there?
Oh, availability, consistency, that type.
Okay.
We always like to
consistency.
Always like to feel like the regular, normal starting 11. But if people are unavailable, which is more often the case, people work night shifts, people are studying, so we're forced to make those slight changes. But the people who are coming in are just as quality. So
yeah, how big's your squad?
Now it's I think it's 17 now.
Geez, that's half the Premier League. What are you talking about? Okay, so tell me, so those, you say regulars. I like it that you mentioned regulars in your team, because do the other guys know who the regulars are, or do you have to spell it out from the beginning? Poof, these are the 6 or 7 guys who are regular in the team. Everybody else, go for it. How do you handle that, the captain?
Well, when you approach a player to sign in, you obviously need to make them aware, listen, this is our team. We will obviously need squad depth. If you do play well, you can get into the team. So they're fully aware before you even play their first game with us.
Okay, and do you give them opportunities, in friendlies and play on the weekend or tournaments?
Yeah, friendlies, division matches, all sorts.
Man, and so have you ever dropped a regular for a newbie?
Did you?
Maybe I have. It's been a long time. Maybe I have.
Yes, in other words, the regulars are pretty good. They stick around. You would have remembered incident like that, because to drop a regular guy in your team, you must be really good. So
well, if a regular guy isn't playing so well, then obviously we're going to be like, hey, we're going to give this guy a run, test it out. So we don't want our regulars to think, okay, they can play however they can, whether it's good or bad, and they'll still remain.
Yes. And like Brent said, 2-3 games, say yourself, 2-3 games without a goal, 2 games without a goal. How do you use that? You say, okay, cool, need someone in, we need the goal scorer. You're obviously out of form. Does it take 2 games, or do you wait 5 games? How many games do you wait before you make that change?
I don't think. Oh, you're talking to me, sorry.
Yeah, 80.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. I don't think we've ever had the discussion with regards to goal scoring. We've always had the players like, Jared, Jay, Justy, who can literally pull a goal out of nowhere. There's never been a case of maybe it's a slight formation changes that have led to fewer goals, but there's never been a dry spell from what I can recall.
Yeah. So okay. Maybe put it this way: if CDM's he's playing 3 bad games. Do you allow 3 bad games, or do you allow 5 games? Do you let him try and find his form, or do you instantly change him? How many bad games do you have to be dropped by ballers? That's the question.
Oh, maybe like I'm just going to throw a number out there, like 10, maybe.
Yeah,
like 2 or 3, maybe 2 or 3 like game nights, not 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, 2 or 3 game nights. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Brent, as a player, tell me that question. I just put it to 80 now. You guys, as a player, would you like your captain to give you another? Say you're not scoring goals in 2-3 games. Would you like him to give you a 5-game run? Would you understand when he drops you in 3 games?
Yeah, I would understand, because in that way also allow other players to play. So like definitely drop me if I'm not performing.
Yeah. But it's difficult, that. I mean, we say we play this for fun and don't take it personally, but we do take it personally, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. Most of the time, like you feel you can do better, but sometimes it's just not working for you.
100%. Jimmy, we're going to get to team of the week. Let's go championship team of the week. Let's have a look at that. Shimi's got, let me have a look at, I've got my own little iPad here. Let's have a look. I know Shimi's got his. He's going to put up, there we go. Which one are we looking at first? The championship. Is the championship team up? Yes, am I right? Okay, let's have a look at that. Up front, you got Was Mohammed from V Squad. T Continental on the left wing. He is from 7 Stars, that's correct. Wasim Khan from CPT All Stars. Then Brent, I see you on the right wing there.
Yes, sir.
Making championship team of the week. Nice, right wing there. As you said, you play on the right as well, which is nice. Then we got from Checkmarts, Abdullah from Checkmarts, Pile from Galacticos. We know about Pile. Very good defensive player there, the link man. Zayan from Renegades. Azar from Checkmarts at centre back, LCB, and then RCB, Cape Town Spurs. One of your boys there again at RCB. Brent, nice. Got a nice centre back in the team there. Nice. You got 2 boys. I see obviously the Rock at the back there by you guys.
Yeah, he's been solid for us now for a while. So like definitely.
Nice.
Definitely a Rock for us.
And it's nice to see the guys making the team of the week and putting their stats in. Don't forget, guys, put your stats in. This is what happens. And obviously, at the end of the season, if you've missed that for the weekly team of the week, you can still put your stats in, because we still look at all the stats for the South African team. That's vitally important. You must remember that. So if you missed out on team of the week, say you forgot to put the stats in for this week, we can still count them up for end of the season of the South African team. Talking about South African team quickly before we get, well, let's run to the championship team quickly. And then on the right, Congolas from Renegades. On the bench, you got Zali from Renegades, Big Nick Smith, he's been there a few times for Renegades, and Muzamil from Artemis. Okay, and Jamie's the goalkeeper from Renegades. Not surprising to see those guys there. Renegades are like 80 knows, half those guys there, they can play. And 80, looking at the championship, what teams do you expect to come up?
I think Artemis and Renegades, well, they're one of the only teams that I know of the championship. Also Checkmarts as well. But yeah, I need to have another look at the log and see upcoming fixtures and whatnot, and past results as well. But I think Artemis and Renegades, I think they'll go up. I see my little brother made the keeper as well. That's really cool.
That's your foot?
Yeah, Jamie.
That's your brother? Nice,
yeah,
nice. I didn't even know that, man.
Awesome. Mine and Jamie's little brother.
Oh, lovely. Awesome. So there we go. It runs in the family. You see, it's in the genes, guys. It's in the genetics. Team of the week. Well done. Well done to the guys in the championship, making the championship team. Let's go to the Premier League team of the week. Let's have a look at that. Okay, Shim, you got it up there. Okay, great. Up front, yours truly there. 80. Up front from Ballers, Justino at Cam. Who's the left wing there? Can you read that name for me, 80? Left wing.
I've never heard of him, bro. Never heard of him. Who is it?
I can't believe it. I 3 goals and 2 assists for the week. I'll take it, baby. I'll take it. The left wing myself, can't believe it. No, yeah, no, it's you have a good week, you put your stats in, you never know what happens. Also, the queue is shorter at left and right wing. There's a tip for you guys, put in your stats. You look at left and right wing, you predict, because 80. Cams are busy, attacking midfielders are busy. You go left and right wing. Not a lot of guys play left and right wing. Like to play Ram or Cam or attacking midfielder. So I'm there. And then Chef D on the right. Wow. Zizou from Bamboos. Hitch from Crusaders. Crusaders boys all over the show again. And United there, Boykie. Left back, Crusaders. Ziegler's Finest, Crusaders. Leng, Crusaders. And then we got Bamboos, Sizwe. DJ Sizwe from Bamboos. And then King Yudis from Crusaders again on the bench. There we go. Buttocks, Cape Techers.
Oh, Buttocks, that's our new lad, yeah.
Yeah, look at you. Signing team of the week players. Nice, nice. See guys making team of the week. You see you get spotted, Brent. You see what I'm saying, my man? See what I'm saying? You get spotted team of the week. You must hang on to this team of the week. Put your stats in. These guys are watching all the time. They're watching all the time and it's great, which is great. It's good for the boys. Ashik Smith from Savers, and then Daryl from Bus. Nice guys, well done on making team of the week. That's fantastic. Eddie, South African team quickly before we get going. I know we're into the show, and well done to those guys for making that team. South Africa, how's the game with the South African team with the warm-ups and friendlies? Can you give us some input on that? How many games you've played? I know you're playing tonight, eh?
We're playing tonight. I think we're playing Libya. Sure.
Libya.
I need to look, yeah, but we're playing at 11 half past today.
Yeah, it's just friendlies, warm-up for now?
No. It's some EFA championship, yeah. Hitch is running the whole show.
Yeah.
Hitch is captain.
That's it. Yeah. Hitch is running it, captain and manager, which is great. And you played Egypt during the week. Did you play Egypt during the week or last week? Am I right?
We played, no. We played last week Sunday. We only play on Sundays.
Yeah, that's right. What was your last week's game?
Who did we play? I can't remember. But we won 10-3 on aggregate. So
10-3. VPG SA cooking, baby. And obviously, this home and away leg, the usual.
Yeah. Same home and away, but the away games just aren't playable. So it's literally get the ball, clear it. That's the only thing you can do.
It's terrible. I said to Sherby, we must start speaking to the guys, and eventually we get a tournament game for provincial teams or whatever. It has to be one venue. It has to be. So there's no latency. There's no lag. That's the only way you're going to see how good the guys are.
Yeah, I wish that could happen. Honestly, it would be so nice.
Yeah. Well, we're busy talking about things. We got the guys in the areas. We got Ronnie out there. There we got Bruno, other side parts of the country. Sherman, myself in Cape Town with yourself. So there's lots of guys out there that we can start running tournaments. And you bring your place, set up in the hall, get some sponsorships going, because that'll be fun. That's how it should be. Yeah, no issues, no lags. Then you'll see the real play. We're looking forward to doing something like that in the future.
You can't determine who's best when you're playing on such bad.
No, you can't. I mean, sitting, and also from a spectator's point of view, watching a team sit back and understanding it's one thing, but you want to watch it, man. It's like boring.
It's not football. It's just like, okay, put the ball into a box with like 15 people crowded like canned sardines. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to play in either.
Okay, you just dissed the Spurs fans and Jose Mourinho's bus. You know that. Check the Man United player like that. The Man United player like that. Check it. Brent, parking the bus. You guys not anymore, at all.
Though. Not anymore. United play far more attacking lately under Ole.
Yeah. See, it's not upset my Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for being on the show. Brent, when you see you guys ending, you say top 3, yeah?
Definitely. Not definitely, but like hopefully we'll end.
Now be confident, young man. Be confident. That's it. Definitely top 3. I'll put your score down for Artemis Galacticos 4-2 to Artemis. Let's see what happens there. I'll send you a message if you get it right there. Nice. Always having you on the show, AD. Always good having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. What is it, like the 4th time?
Yeah, it's a regular. Hey. Yeah. Get your stats up there. It's nice for the guys to see who part of the South African team. And are you guys streaming the game tonight?
We are indeed, yes.
On your channel, Ballers Pirates channel.
I'm not too sure, but I'll send the link into the.
Put the link in the Discord so the guys can follow that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Nice to watch it. Brent, go watch AD play and get some really good tips.
Yeah, I'll definitely will.
All my skill moves. You'll learn
Your
something.
skill moves, my man. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Until next week. Don't forget to put your stats, your player stats, the managers, update your scores, man. Come on, let's get that stuff going. Thanks, guys.
Cool,
Cheers.
thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.